Ladies and gentlemen, from Madison Square Garden, New York City, USA, Top Rank Incorporated is proud to present 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. Brought to you in association with Sportsbook.com and the King of Beers Budweiser, along with HBO Sports and Madison Square Garden. Sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, Chairman Ron Scott Stevens, and the World Boxing Organization, President Francisco Paco Barcarcel. The three judges at ringside scoring this bout will be Melvina Lathan, Julie Letterman, and Steve Weisfeld. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Johnny Callis. And now, with dedication to the heroes of 9/11, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, courtesy of HBO, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue, official weight 138 3/4 pounds. This Olympic gold medalist has a professional record of 15 victories, including 12 knockouts with only one defeat. He's originally from Uzbekistan, now training and fighting out of Hamburg, Germany. The challenger, current WBO Intercontinental Junior Welterweight Champion, Mohammed Abdullaev. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white and red, official weight 138 3/4 pounds. He's a 2000 Olympian who now has a perfect professional record consisting of 23 bouts, 23 victories, including 19 knockouts, presenting the reigning, defending, undefeated WBO Junior Welterweight Champion of the World, damas y caballeros, de Caguas, Puerto Rico, Miguel
Miguel, coach, let's go. Mohammed, Miguel, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times, obviously, but above all, obey my commands at all times. First command is right now. I want you to touch gloves, touch them up. When the bell rings, come out fighting.
Perhaps the judges in the first fight thought Joe Casamayor was the Puerto Rican fighter here tonight. Abdullaev knows that Cotto is, and says he believes he's going to have to win by a knockout.
Well, Casamayor made it a big point to let everyone know that he trained in Puerto Rico for this fight.
Bell rings as Cotto has his back turned to Abdullaev. Abdullaev rushes across the ring as Cotto takes time to cross himself. And then Miguel lands a left hook and backs Muhammad off.
They look very much similar to what we saw in the amateurs. Both of them with the hands held high, head bent down, short punches. The only difference is Cotto is seemingly boxing a little bit more and more relaxed.
Cotto looks a little bigger to me than he did when he was 19.
I think Cotto has also benefited more from the transition to the professional style than has Abdullaev. Cotto is more measured and takes time to put more mustard on his punches.
The Olympic fight was at 139 also. Pretty much the same as what they're wearing right now.
Abdullaev with a straight right hand across the top. Crowd will be hoping to cheer Cotto into an early rhythm and get him started with that left hook to the body. That is his money punch. Same for Abdullaev. Over the top, lands for Abdullaev. Cotto tries an uppercut in the middle. Precise offensive fight so far.
Both fighters are going to have to work very hard to get a good clean shot in for the most part tonight, because both guys are fighting so similar with the peekaboo style, hands held high, and most of the blows are going to be landing on the gloves and elbows.
Abdullaev has had an essentially one bad round in his professional career, but his career has developed more slowly than that of Cotto. Part of it was the move from Las Vegas and trainer Kenny Adams to Germany and trainer Fritz Sedunik. If you're wondering where you've seen Sedunik before, you've seen him with both Klitschko's, Vladimir and Vitalik. And of course, you know Fritz very well, Emmanuel.
Yeah, Fritz and I worked together in a couple of accounts with the Klitschko brothers.
So if Abdullaev moved from Kenny Adams to Fritz Sedunik, what style change might that create?
I don't foresee it much different. He fought the same way when he was with Kenny Adams. You know, when a guy's had nearly 300 and some amateur fights, it's not too much change you're going to get anyway in that style. I think he was just probably more comfortable being back in Europe, maybe.
We go to Abdullaev's corner. Jens Halling will be interpreting the German that Fritz Sedunik uses, and then there's someone else there who reinterprets the German into Uzbeki for Abdullaev.
I think Abdullaev just discovered that he's not facing the same fighter he saw 5 years ago.
You work very good. You work very good. You have to move a little bit more. Your left hand is very good. But after that, you need your right hook.
All right, breathe deeply. Breathe again. Once again. That's it. Throw that right. When he throws it, put yours in. Come on. The right up.
CompuBox numbers for round one reflect what Emmanuel Stewart said to you about the two peekaboo defenses. Neither man landing much. Cotto 11 out of 76, 14%. Abdullaev 4 out of 40. Which one will be able to break the other man's defense down first? So far, they're banging away at each other's elbows, arms, and gloves. Now Cotto slips a jab through there. Uppercut is blocked. Right hand lands for Cotto. Left hook sneaked past Abdullaev's right hand. Abdullaev sticking his left hook to the body, now right to the body.
And these two styles can make for an exciting fight, but it also can make for a boring fight, because as exciting as it can be, it'll be like a pattern fight. The same thing going over and over and over. And no one landing really clean, effective blows.
I think it's going to be about the body punching, Emmanuel. Somebody's going to break somebody down at some point.
When you hold your hands like that, you are prepared to get hit to the body, because you know you're giving up the body in order to protect the head. So usually you can take the body punches pretty good, Ted. And that's what could be the most effective, is the punch up between the gloves. Whoever can find get a good attack working between the gloves is probably going to gain an edge as the fight moves on.
We've talked in the past, Emmanuel, about how short of being well-conditioned, there's little you can do in the gym to affect the way you'll take a punch to the head or to the chin. Can you do things that will affect the way you take body punches?
No, not for you. Only boxing. You get hit in the body enough and the body just gets tough by itself. But one time, some punches, they hurt you in the body. Usually the punches you don't see. But when these two guys come in and got their hands up, they know that they got their hands covering the head, and the only place they can get hit in the body, they usually have their body muscles real tense.
And there you see Cotto's strength as he backs Abdullaev off with power. Abdullaev sticking a left upstairs, but it was the body punching of Cotto that defined that rally and moved Abdullaev all the way back to the center of the ring.
Cotto is showing his versatility. He seems very comfortable fighting off the ropes against a fighter who just marches forward like an army, never veering.
But he's got to really pace himself and not over-punch himself too much, because he's so frustrated sometimes and not being able to land a clean punch that he's trying to force an opportunity, an opening, and he can actually tire himself out of it.
Got an opening there, though, and cracked Abdullaev with the right hand. Abdullaev comes back and cracks Cotto over the top. They trade body shots. Good left hook by Abdullaev. Straight right hand by Cotto. They trade body shots again. What a fight.
But Abdullaev looks very strong, and one thing that Cotto better watch out is for that short right hand from Abdullaev.
June 18, it's an HBO Sports special. Ray Romano and Kevin James making the cut. Follow both comedians. Well, I've been given the wrong piece of copy here. Let's go with this. Glenn Johnson, Antonio Tarver, light heavyweight championship rematch next Saturday, June 18, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Be with us for that one. We'll be in Memphis. Tarver Johnson. First time around, it was a great fight. Let's see who makes an adjustment in the second fight. The Ray Romano Kevin James show is coming along too, and that's going to be good.
You have to move more. Right uppercut. I want to see your right uppercut.
Come on, keep it up.
Gambia box numbers in round two. Miguel Cotto, who threw 76 punches in the first round, threw 82 in the second round. 17 out of 82 as his connect percentage rises just a little bit. Abdullaev 10 out of 53. Now Cotto starts to get the jab going. And a couple times there he split the guard and brings the right hand over the top and whips the left hook. And Abdullaev isn't throwing much as Cotto blisters him with punches.
That's the right hand that I was telling you about that I've been concerned about, because he's barely missed it a few times, but he's getting closer. And as the fight goes on, that may be the punch that may end up winning the fight for Abdullaev.
Well, when Cotto got hurt in Puerto Rico, he got hit near the top of the head, not on the chin.
No, but this right hand right here has been the most. I watched the first round, even though Abdullaev missed it, but I could see that he's got more power in that right hand than all of the punches combined coming from Cotto and from Abdullaev's left hand.
So you're saying the hardest punch in the fight is Abdullaev's right hand over the top?
Definitely short, straight right hand. Very short. He gets right on top of Cotto before he shoots it.
That time he chopped the right hand after firing the left hook to the body. That time Cotto picks off the left hand and moves away.
Cotto is still hurt from that punch, though.
Cotto's trying to break down Abdullaev for that left hook to the body.
But he's still vulnerable for that right hand to go right through the center.
Well, if he's still hurting, Emmanuel, he's sure disguising it well.
Yeah, I think he's sure.
Abdullaev gets caught with a left hook. Brilliant double left hook from Cotto. Now he doubles the right hand and comes back with two jabs. Hard right hand for Abdullaev lands again. And Cotto is becoming very conscious of that right hand, and that could inhibit his left hook.
But basically, Cotto and me to start trying to box a little bit and just get a little distance. He's fighting too much, and he's staying right near those ropes. And the way the fight is going, even though I have Cotto winning, looking down the line, it looks like to me I would favor Abdullaev, mainly because of one thing, the right hand.
Abdullaev partially blocking Cotto's right hand. Cotto keeps moving to his left.
He's making Cotto burn a lot of energy up and not really landing nothing that effective. Cotto's best punch is the punches up between the gloves that he can land on Abdullaev, right between the Abdullaev's gloves.
Cotto wakes up and rallies down the stretch, brings much of the crowd to its feet, but Abdullaev hurt him twice with the right hand in that round.
Stretch your legs. Breathe, breathe, breathe with me. Come on. Where's the towel? Breathe deeply.
You're bluffing very good, but you have to be faster. I only see more of your right hand.
Here you can see Abdullaev shooting a short right hand, landed right on the chin, and Cotto's head is back to the ropes where he took the full impact of the blow.
CompuBox numbers on power punches in round 3. Abdullaev more accurate, 13 out of 36 to Cotto's 7 out of 37.
Yeah, okay.
3 rounds in the books of a scheduled 12. Harold, how do you have it?
Okay, Jim. 29-28. 2 rounds to 1. Miguel Cotto. Jim, I thought Miguel Cotto definitely won the first 2 rounds with the hardest shots, but Muhammad Abdullaev came in and just kept him out of ropes in that 3rd round. And you know, Jim, watch the way Muhammad Abdullaev uses that left elbow and left forearm to keep Cotto on the ropes. In other words, Miguel tries to get off going to his right. Abdullaev won't let him off with the elbow. It's not really legal, but it shows that he's a real veteran. 2-1, Cotto.
Larry, as far as we can tell, not a single major daily newspaper in the United States sent its boxing writer here. Every sports editor who deployed a boxing writer this weekend sent him to Washington, D.C. When will they get a reality check?
If not after tonight, maybe never. But I'll just read something from the New York Post, my old newspaper. Boxing fans get a rare opportunity tonight to take their own. They stop here for this fight.
An IQ test. An IQ test for fans. What were they watching and what did they?
Do they want to see a freak show or a real fight?
Here's the real fight, and it's getting to be an outstanding one. Cotto rallied. Abdullaev comes back again. So it was supposed to be a great showcase for the rising Puerto Rican star, and it's the Uzbeki star, Abdullaev, who is applying pressure, 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 making Miguel Cotto work, backing him up.
Abdullaev is a very hard man. Comes from a rugged, tough background in a tough country, and he's just a hard guy.
You know, all of those guys coming from those communist countries, the same as Kid Diamond, Ryan Kuloff, or whatever you call it. He's a very, very tough, strong, determined people.
Right hand to the body by Cotto gets the crowd's attention. Abdullaev has had several good combinations here. Cotto with an uppercut. The young superstar is being tested to the limit by a guy who's beaten him once in the amateurs. Cotto rips Abdullaev with a right cross.
One difference between the two fighters is that Abdullaev never punches when Cotto is punching, where Cotto will go with Abdullaev from time to time.
Cotto's picking up points and winning the fight, but he's still got to be very concerned about going down the stretch in the final rounds.
Come on, breathe through your mouth. That's it. Boxing, you're going to win. And you hit him when you want to. Don't wait for him on the ropes. You're going to...
You have to counter a little bit faster. You're very good, but your counter have to come faster.
This is one of the few times where you see Abdullaev backing up, and Cotto is pushing him to the ropes. The only thing that really holds back Abdullaev, he's the type of a guy that, as Larry said earlier, doesn't like to punch while someone else is punching. He doesn't take any chances. He waits until you quit punching before he'll punch. And therefore, it gives Cotto a chance to get points in to stay ahead. But it's still going to be very tough for him going down the stretch because Abdullaev's going to pick it up as the fight goes on.
They've fought 12 minutes here. Miguel Cotto's averaging 14 landed out of 77 thrown in every round. It's a faster pace than Abdullaev, who's averaging 8 out of 50 and trying to land harder shots. In the Olympics, Cotto switched southpaw for the last 3 rounds of their 4-round fight, 6 out of the 8 minutes. He hasn't switched southpaw yet here. It is something that he's done from time to time in his early professional career. Abdullaev hasn't thrown much here in the early part of round 5. Now he gets started as Cotto backs up against the ropes.
A pressure fighter who can take a punch gives everybody trouble.
Especially a guy with a tight defense like that, where it makes you do all of the work. And, you know, what he needs to do is box his jab and don't let his jab snap and come back. Cotto needs a jab to keep his left hand halfway out. That way he can keep him at a distance and not throw so many power shots right now.
Manny Abdullaev acknowledged yesterday he thought it'd be difficult for him to get a decision here. Is he fighting expressly a knockout type fight?
I think so. He's fighting his typical fight, Jim. That's the way he fights. He covers up. He doesn't throw a lot of punches. He's that tight little defense that he has and waits until he gets close to you and then throws those short power punches.
Punches, normally sledgehammer heavy, have already lost some steam here as the result of Abdullaev's body attack. Cotto needs to keep working to Abdullaev's body with his own left hook and be sure that he's in the same ballpark.
Yes, he's got to keep boxing and be prepared in this case to try to win a decision. He need to keep decision on his mind instead of knockout tonight. That means fighting in spots, preserving himself a little bit, because I don't think the knockout is going to be that likely.
Good left hook to the body by Abdullaev. Cotto goes downstairs with the right. Double left hook. Lands them both. Good combination by Miguel. Flashy stuff. Round-winning stuff. Bigger activity.
Yeah. Moment. Left hand.
Left hand. You need your left hand more now.
Und rechts zweimal. Du musst sagen, was ich gesagt habe.
And the right.
Zweimal rechts overtime.
Два раза попробуй снизу правый. Два раза.
So halt den einmal fest.
No, tiene como cortadito así nada más.
Sí, pero me cayó en la boca.
Ok. Muévete el agua al lado. Sube esa mano
Move
izquierda
side
ahí.
to side and keep your left up and attack the body when you can.
Abdullaev with a big start in the 6th. Blocked Cotto with a left hook. punch combination by Cotto. Reestablishes himself in the round. 2 minutes to go. Grueling fight in the offing. We're only in the 6th, and already both fighters are taking a lot of punishment.
I like to see Abdullaev open it up more, because once he opens up more, he's leaving himself open a little bit for Cotto to land punches.
Makes it more of an action fight.
Yeah, right there. He got caught with a jab while he was throwing the wide left hook. Because so far, for the most part, Cotto's did all of the work. He's throwing about 4 times as many punches as Abdullaev is doing, and only landing around about probably 25%.
Miguel Cotto having to move on his feet, having to respond to pressure, being put in positions that he has not been in his early rise towards superstardom. Tremendous test for the rising prospect tonight. And he has to do it in front of an adoring crowd on the night before he's supposed to be the Grand Marshal in the Puerto Rican Day Parade. He might be using makeup to look good tomorrow.
Well, this is what, when he had a few fights back, I remember Larry was saying that these are the type of fights that's going to help develop him when he fights a tough fight. And this is a perfect example of that. You know, this is one of the most grueling fights I've saw a young fighter fight in a long time. And the fight is only halfway over. And it's going to be a really, really tough road for him to go 6 more rounds at the pace that this guy's pushing on him.
Having to move all the time, because every time he stops, he gets subjected to that. June 18th, it's an HBO Sports special. Ray Romano and Kevin James making the cut. Follow both comedians as they turn serious, trying to make the Pebble Beach Pro-Am final cut. Well, maybe not all that serious. Making the cut, Saturday, June 18, 9 Eastern.
You have to put more pressure on him with your left hand. More and more pressure.
He doesn't know when you lead. He doesn't know what to do when you lead.
Six rounds in the books. We go to the second half of the fight. Unbeaten Miguel Cotto against once beaten Muhammad Abdullaev in what has turned into a brutal body puncher's test. Harold Letterman, how do you have it?
Okay, Jim, 59-55, 5 rounds to 1, Miguel Cotto. Jim, I got to tell you something. Number one, I wouldn't pay Johnny Callis, the referee, because I haven't seen one clinch in this fight yet. I mean, it's incredible. These guys are just banging on each other. Secondly, the reason that Muhammad Abdullaev isn't hitting Miguel Cotto that well is because Miguel Cotto's not standing right in front of him. He's moving, he's landing good shots, and he's moving again. And as long as he keeps moving, Abdullaev has a hard time getting a good shot on him.
Abdullaev's face is beginning to show some of the effect of all the combat here, as he has a bruise above his eye, and you saw Cotto there momentarily switch to a southpaw stance. Is he going to go back to conventional? Now he is. We told you that in 3 of the 4 Olympic rounds, he switched southpaw. Let's see if he's going to do it down the stretch here. Southpaw in Sydney, it was after Abdullaev had clearly won the first round. Maybe Miguel feels like he's more in control here tonight. But it's hard to be in control when you're the one who's being pressured all the time. Good 4-punch response by Miguel Cotto there.
Cotto just did what I can recall Sugar Ray Leonard doing all the time. get hit by a punch, a stiff punch, and instantly come back with something so that the judges and the crowd can't sit there thinking about that punch.
I think he's doing a wonderful job right now, considering everything. Boxing good. He realized he's fighting a guy that's very difficult to open up to get a clean punch. So he's just trying to do enough to get the points ahead and looking forward to winning the decision.
We're going to learn how well conditioned he is.
Yeah,
we're going to see whether he can maintain all this movement down to the final bell.
It's going to be an ultimate test tonight.
Because Abdullaev is here to go 12, it would appear, and isn't going to stop pressuring.
But Abdullaev's coming in, but he's not coming in with that much fast pressure himself. He's kind of slowed down a little bit also. That's the way he should continue to box.
Very good round for Miguel Cotto.
Come on, breathe. Breathe. Again. Come on, breathe, breathe.
You have to work more. Put more pressure on him. Use your left hand again, and then your right uppercut.
Keine Ruhe lassen.
Постоянно передней рукой ты должен мешать ему, не давать работать. Go, seconds out, seconds out.
Round 8 begins with Muhammad Abdullaev overshooting a right hand. And Miguel Cotto continues to bounce and move on his feet. Cotto's better footwork and busier hands seemingly winning the fight for him. But it's a slippery slope against the relentless pressure of Muhammad Abdullaev. Emmanuel, early in the fight, you seem to think that Abdullaev was going to wear Cotto down.
Yeah,
are you impressed with what Miguel has done?
I think Miguel is fighting very good now. He's boxing good, fighting in spots, and not necessarily going for a big knockout. He's just doing exactly what he should do to win this decision. Landing punches and moving away and changing directions back and forth.
Yeah, somewhere along the way you realize that you're in there with a guy who's not going to go. That no matter what you hit him with on this night, this guy is just not going to go down. And you've got to adjust your thinking accordingly.
I think the fight when he fought Nadir Lovemore was a very difficult fight like this, which I thought was a very good development fight. He went to the whole 10 or 12 rounds, but he had to do something similar to this. And I think without having those type of fights, he would not have been able to hold up, I don't think, at this stage the way he has.
He got hit with some straight right hands that night, too.
Yes.
Vicious left hook to the body by Cotto, as Abdullaev has cranked it up and rallied a couple times in this round, and Cotto seems cognizant of the need to do something to blunt Abdullaev's continuing pressure. Abdullaev seemingly realizing that he's behind on the scorecards and starting to build his pace again.
The movement and change of directions and stuff is causing a little problem for Abdullaev, who's very much walks on his left heels when he goes forward and is not that agile as far as changing directions.
He's also developing a big swelling above the right eye, and the right eye itself is starting to swell shut. That could help Cotto to begin targeting his left hook a little better. Cotto's face so far unmarked, except for a red welt on the forehead, and there's the combination.
There's the combination. He's fighting a very beautiful fight.
That's the difference in the two fighters. You just don't see those kinds of combinations from Abdullaev when they're out in space. Abdullaev hits Cotto right on the hip, a punch designed to slow him down. And busts hits him with a right hand after the referee had asked him to break. Cotto's composure remains intact.
Cotto's fighting a very good fight.
Tremendous. Real good. My right eye. He can't see through his right eye. He can't see through his right eye. Use it.
Andere eye is onder mijn kop.
Put the iron on his head.
Hast du Stab?
Let me see his eye.
Let me see your eye.
Can you open his eye? Open your eye. Open your eye.
Open. Mama ask me the oil. Okay, it's okay.
Abdullaev's lumps have lumps.
Yeah.
Elbow.
That was the elbow. And I think that the elbow was no accident either. I think that was a purpose elbow.
Well, he hit him with the elbow at about the same time that he also threw a left hook onto the hip. Both were purpose punches. And you can see how much Vaseline is now smeared onto the right eye of Abdullaev, and Abdullaev is showing a great sense of urgency, realizing now that that right eye may shut down his effort in this fight. Total through round 8, CompuBox numbers. Cotto 124 out of 604. Abdullaev 76 out of 416. So both punches thrown and punches landed show numbers that are beginning to widen for Miguel Cotto. He's asserting himself in the fight tactically and mentally.
Right. Very good fighting. This is all of those fights he's having. Having 4 fights a year, which is a lot for a first-class championship-type fighter. And I think that's the advantage going into this fight for him, the experience that he has and activity where he's doing things automatically now.
And Abdullaev is going to check out of the fight, or at least ask for time.
No, I think he wants to quit.
I think he wants out. His right eye is shut. He's asking the doctor to look.
No, he's quit.
You can't see out of the eye.
He's done. Miguel Cotto has a big victory, and he fought his way